All right, go for it, Venus.
All right, everybody excited for tonight's topic?
Yeah.
Okay. So tonight we have a very, very special treat for you guys. We are having a very special guest speaker, and her name is Mai Vu, and her presentation topic is Let Love In and Your Money Follows. So she is a love coach, a seasoned international coach of 20 years, the first Asian. Okay, your text is coming in weird. I'm sorry, I apologize.
First certified Asian coach.
Yes, you are the first certified Asian coach. And okay, Elias, can I borrow your? It's reading weird. It's sending me different messages. I am so sorry about this. It's not coming in. It's sending me different messages at different times.
Well, the font on your phone.
Ignore the font on my phone. There's nothing wrong with the font on my phone.
Would you like to use mine?
Yes, please. Thank you. And I apologize.
That's okay.
Technical difficulties.
Might have been Chinese.
I could read Chinese. That's not Chinese. Okay. So Mai Vu is a seasoned international coach of 20 years, and she is the first Asian female certified coach in the world, and also a very much sought after speaker. She has worked with over 2,000 clients worldwide. She specializes in working with divorced moms who are dating again, balancing the demands of being a good mom, having a successful career and business, and also cultivating a beautiful and lasting intimate relationship. So this is, without further ado, please help me welcome Mai Vu.
Thank you. And thank you for all that suspense built up to it. I'm a suspense. I was like, who is she? So, who here wants more money? Just a few of you, not everyone. Okay, great. And who here wants more love?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? And some of you abstain from that. That's fascinating too. Note to self. And so I'm going to start with a little story, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about, and then I'll tell you what I talk about, and then I will sum it up on several tips that will help you make more money, be more successful. Would that be good? Okay. It was 4th of July, 9 a.m. in the morning, and I was in the kitchen. I had 8 dishes all lined up cooking because I had 21 people coming. My whole in-laws are here. So I'm there with the apron on, putting all these things together, all timed up, everything in my head all lined up, right? And I've been cooking since 7 o'clock in the morning. And time's are ticking. They'll be here in like an hour. So I'm moving around really fast, and the kitchen is all mine. Don't anybody mess with it. Because who here ever cooked for a whole meal, right? Yes? It's like, that is not a time to ask stupid questions, right? That is not a time to need something from you because you've got all these things lined up, or else things are going to burn. Yeah? So my guests started arriving, and my niece came in with her dish, and she's like, May, can I help you? I said, no, just go out there, get your drink, sit down, I'll be right out. My sister-in-law come in, can we help you? No, just go follow Tanya over there, it's all good, I got this handled. And I proceed to do that the whole time because I was under a tight schedule. And then I was so proud of myself because I could handle all these things. Like, it was a challenge for me. How many dishes can I make at one time, right? And I was just tickled that I was able to produce all this food for everyone. And turns out no one really liked me because they found me unapproachable. And 10 years later, I ran into my niece and she jokingly said, oh God, I remember that day. You were like a bear. I just came in and I just dropped myself and I laughed because you were so growling. And I'm like, no, I wasn't. I was really working that day and I wanted to make it all for you guys, so I was working really hard. She was like, well, it didn't want to look like to us. You were like really bitchy. So why do I tell you this story? This is the most common thing that I find that strong, hardworking, competent women face. Right? We're so competent. We do everything for everyone. We solve all the problems out there. If you need anything, just call me. I can solve it for you. I even have an engineering degree. So we do all these things, and then we wonder, how come no one appreciates us? How come no one sees us? And how come they don't appreciate us and bring us flowers? Unknowingly, I was pushing love away. And I was also pushing success away, and I was also pushing money away. Because, guess what? Love, money, and success are all energy, and it's the same thing. So when we can't let people support us, and when we're so strong, we push love away. We diminish other people around us, and we push them away. Who can relate to this? So let me just hear from the great, not even the men can relate to this. And on the man side, let me just speak to the male side, right? So the most common pain that in my work with couples, on the men's side, is that you guys have developed such sensitivity and such love for us women that you just want to please us and take care of us. That's what your innate ability, like you were born into this world to protect and love us, but you want that so much, you actually lost your balls. Come on, really? No one laugh at that?
That's not funny.
I thank you. It's painful. You actually lost your masculine, you lost your power. And you wonder why my wife or my girlfriend don't see me and don't appreciate me. Or why can't I get a girlfriend? You know, why are they keep saying I'm too good to be true? And why did my wife leave me? I had the same complaint with my ex-husband. He was so nice. He took such good care of me. And then we stalled out and we couldn't get past that strong woman, soft man syndrome. It was so painful. Does this resonate? Can you start to see that? And so there's so many ways that we push love and money and success away. Let me just do a little crowd sourcing, crowd wisdom. So what do you think? Just from what I said, what are some ways that you are expert at in pushing love away? Jimmy.
Pushing love away?
Yeah. How do you
I think that in general, not really being vulnerable or sharing, just being tough, not really wanting to show insecurity or even crying.
Yeah. So you.
And I went through a lot. You know, with my dad losing his memory and.
Right. So how many people can relate to that? Right. Being so strong that you can't reveal your vulnerability. And this one happens with both sexes, men and women. And we're so busy being strong and being there for others, we can't reveal our heart and our vulnerability. So we push love away, and there's like a wall this thick or all the way that thick to over there, right? And people can't reach us. And so they interact with our head, but not our heart. And when your heart is not being met, you can't be seen and touched. And if you can't be touched, you can't touch their heart. And guess what? If you can't touch their heart, they're not going to buy from you. They're not going to hire your service. They're not going to, because you're not approachable. Yeah? What's another one? How do you push love away? Yeah.
I guess being busy, too busy all the time.
Yes, oh my gosh, that's awesome, right? How many people here are so busy that you don't have space for anything in your life, right? And how many people are single? Anyone single? Yeah?
Halfway.
Right? So one of the things that I run across like 100% with busy business women is that they're so busy when it comes to relationship, they're like, I don't know where to put a man in my life. I don't have time and space for him. And then they follow it up with, I don't want another person to babysit or take care of. Like there's a huge assumption of like from, I don't have space for them, and then I don't want to take care of them. And I don't want to lose my freedom because, you know, now I'm stuck with this guy. So it's like, wow. So, I mean, if that's the layers that people have, right? And then with the married woman, this is what I hear. Married woman is like, oh God, I can't count on my husband for anything. Or he's only good for that. I think there's a way that we just diminish men so crazily. Yeah? I mean, anyone guilty a little bit of that? I know I was, and I know that I still have to catch myself all the time with my boyfriend because I don't want to repeat the same pattern as I did. Right? So it's like I successfully in 18 years killed a great relationship all the way to the ground just by being so strong and competent and smart and did everything for me. And was he appreciative? No. It was like, nope, I'm done. So it was such a great lesson. I'm so glad that that happened to me so that I can really see and understand what happened in relationship because I just love human relationship. I love figuring out what makes it work, what makes it hot between two people, and how do you create and sustain that heat so that it's passionate instead of we fall asleep on each other, right? How many people have experienced relationship gone to sleep? Yeah, painful, right? And it takes work, it takes commitment, just like making money, just like getting clients. And if you think about it, you know, how many of you, when you go and meet people, immediately you have this judgment. Oh, she's good, he's bad. Oh, I like him, I don't like him. Oh, they're this and they're that, right? That's how we push love away. That's how we're not receiving them. So if you're doing that, there's no way that you can build your empire. It's like the whole thing. You got to play well with each other, and you got to be able to see each other's heart. When you look at people, look beyond what they look like and what they do, but try to see their heart. What is it that they're wanting? Respond to that. That will reach people. That will help them open up to you. Yeah. What's another way that you push love away? I'll get one more. How about the medicating? See, I remember what you do, so that's
Thanks, May. I appreciate
you
that.
betcha.
Too controlling.
Too controlling.
I have to control every aspect of everything.
Yes. How many people can relate to that? Yes? Come on. Those of you who are not raising your hand. I'd be concerned. So, do you want to know why we're so controlling? Especially women? Because we're run by three things. Deep down inside, we're run by these three major big things. Okay? The first one is that we're run by this deep fear that we're not good enough and that we haven't done it. So it drives everything that we do. So we have to keep doing everything. We got to keep controlling everything to make sure that it's enough. Right? And from that place, then we look around and we take it on as if like this is our responsibility to take care of the whole world. As if like the world is incompetent. We treat the world that way. And guess what? The world then shows up as incompetence to us. There's no room to grow. So somehow we have this, from that place of believing that we're not good enough and that we haven't done enough, it has us do everything And then it has us walking on eggshell, trying to please everyone. As if that's going to get you the love and the success and the money that you want. Right? So when you find yourself trying to please someone or bending backward in a pretzel because you can't really, you know, like, oh, I can't do that because I would lose a lead, or I can't do that because then they would talk bad about me or something like that. You've lost your power, and then you're just like, you actually push away love and money and power and your success when you try so hard to please people. But in our crazy mind, we think that that's the way to go. We think that that's how we should do it. We think that being a nice guy and a nice girl is going to get us there. Yeah? Is any of this new to you yet? Yeah? So how do we get out of this? Right? So great, I identified all that, but how do we get out of this? So the first place is that we gotta look inside and ask ourselves, what is going on that I don't love and respect myself? That I don't think I'm worth it? Right? If you ask yourself that, like I noticed, like when you were introducing yourself, you know, like the men stood up, but the women were like, oh, I'll just sit here from the tent and I'll just speak with my hand over my mouth. And, you know, it's like, what? What happened? How come you're not an advocate for yourself? How come you didn't stand up? Right? Why did you assume that that would be too much, or too much work, or oh, I don't know, I don't want people. Whatever the assumption is, right? All that stuff that goes into your head. So the first place is to look at what is going on that has you not believe in yourself and not see that you're worth it. You're worth being seen, you're worth love. And that goes for the men also. Because a lot of times the man works so hard at pleasing the woman is because he doesn't think he's worth it. He doesn't think that himself is good enough. And the more you don't think that, and the more you try to run after us and try to please us, the more we will back you away and we will say, I don't want any of that because you're too, I can't trust you. Right? Us strong women, especially, and nowadays, all of us women are strong and are smart and competent. And so we are checking you guys out all the time. We're like, can he match me? Can he really take me? Can he meet me? Great that he's nice, great that he's, you know, in touch with his heart, but can he really take me? That's how we feel safe. Okay? So just because you're a nice guy doesn't mean you're gonna win this. That's me. Right? You work so hard, and your mom and your sister probably groom you to be a really nice guy, nice boy, right? And then you're like, oh my gosh, why is that not enough? Well, because you're afraid of your own power. Just like us, we're afraid of our own beauty and our own worth. Each one of us are beautiful in our own ways. We have to find that and stand in that. When you start to reclaim that, things will get really yummy and hot for you. If you settle for less than, you know, mediocre, good enough, oh my gosh, I live with, that's just good enough. Until I realized that, oh my gosh, you know, like, this was an experiment for me when I've been in business for 20 years. I worked really hard. I've traveled all around the world to train coaches and to coach people. I was coaching before coaching was cool. Let me just say that. And I've schlepped my bag across, you know, to Dubai, to Singapore, everywhere to spread and to help develop the coaching world. I came home, and there has been time where I would go to the movie with my daughter, and I sat down at the movie theater, and guess what I did? I reached for the seatbelt. Exactly. Because I forgot my body was so used to being on the plane that I actually reached for the seatbelt. I'm like, okay, you have gone way too much here. You worked way too hard. So anyway, I forgot my train of thought. What did I say before I get to this point? I,
Movies with your daughter.
say that again?
Going to the movies with your daughter.
Yeah, before that.
Going all over the world.
Yeah.
Before that.
Dubai.
Yes, then before that. What? Coaching, yes, before that.
Before it was in
This is
vogue.
like to see if you're...
Before it was in vogue. Before it was in vogue.
Yeah.
So you were talking to us about the three things.
Yes.
Then you started off with the deep fear that we're not good enough.
Yep.
I want to know what the other two are, because I'm taking notes.
That we're walking on eggshells trying to please everyone. And we think that that's going to get us what we want. And trying to be the nice guy or the nice gal, the good girl, the thing. And then I moved to we have to like step into our beauty and our essence. Thank you. Now I remember. So, it's another diversion, right? I just came back about 3 weeks ago from 15 days in the Amazon, like deep in the jungle.
Literally in the
Amazon. That's why my legs look all pocky and everything because of all the mosquitoes. And literally, it was an amazing trip. But what happened is that my brain actually kind of has shifted in some dimension, and words just kind of like dropped through like a hole. And I'm like, that's not good. I need that back. However, the other things are opening up like crazy with intuition and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I hope that I can integrate all these things together. All right, but back to my point. So, for 20 years, I tried to prove to the world that I'm good, I'm competent, I'm a hard worker, and that they can trust me. And I was successful, but I couldn't reach the 6-figure, 7-figure level. Okay? And then I went and had my image made over. And this woman showed me how to dress, what to wear, how to do my hair and my makeup and everything. And I took a picture. This was just a practice run. It wasn't even the real photo shoot day. I took a picture with my iPhone and I posted on Facebook. In less than an hour, I had 128 likes on that. And I had to laugh because do you know how many things I have produced and created from YouTube, Facebook, you know, blah, 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 everywhere, blog posts. I've had like 10 websites. Like I put out there and I would, if I'm lucky, I get one comment, right? And here's a picture of me all made up and looking my best. 128 likes. People got my attention right away. That really spoke to me. I was like, all this time I thought that being competent and being smart and being good enough was going to get me what I want. But actually people are more inspired when I let myself be beautiful. And I have to tell you, that's really scary. There's a part of me that still worries about that. You know, she's like, really? Are you saying I'm not good enough as is? Are you saying that, you know, being competent and hardworking is not good enough? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you got that one handled. Now let yourself be really beautiful. And let yourself be hot. Let yourself just rock the world. Men included, you know, like, don't ever go to a networking meeting looking like that. Dress up. Rock the world. Even if you're her administrative assistant. Like, show up as the hottest administrative assistant man ever. Right? That makes her look really good. Right? That makes her like, I am dressed up and I love and honor my woman and I'm here to serve, protect, and take care of her in my full power instead of I'm just her, you know, errand boy. Pretty powerful, yeah? So that's what we need to like look at. It's like, are you at your best? And are you allowing yourself to be at your best? And your most beautiful? Or did you just settle for less because you're afraid of your own beauty? I've been afraid of my beauty, my softness, my sensuality for so long, all of my life, until I discovered that reclaiming that is so important. Makes sense? Is that too dicey, that what I just said, and too direct? Is that okay? I'm going to blame it on the Amazon. I just get that. Sorry. But from all of my work with men and women and with couples, and especially now, I zero in on working with hardworking women and really helping them be successful. I know this to be true. When a woman knows how to be strong, competent, and smart, awesome. You got that one down. And then if I can help them soften and allow their beauty to come out and trust that they're going to be okay in their beauty, oh my gosh, they win the world over. And then I can help them really tap into their power and really can be direct and straight up and own their boundaries and not be stepped on and not cower into situations. That combination is super hot. That is your ride to 7 figures. And what happened is that most of the time when we're missing or when we're weak in one of those places, you can't sustain success. Success could come to you, and if you don't have those 3 things in line up and working together, you can't sustain success. You can't hold money because it's too much energy, and you can't hold love either. You would just like, oh no, you know, not me. I'm not this and I'm not that. You just drop it like it's a hot potato. The sad part is that if you don't have the money, success, and love that you want, it's not because it's not there. It's because you don't know how to let it in, and you don't know how to hold it. And you don't have the support structure to help you hold it. Alright? So, I have so much more to say. I have about 2 days worth of that. And so, that's what I want to leave you with, is that I want to invite you to my upcoming 2-day live event in Dublin, 580 over there at the Marriott Hotel, August 8th and 9th. I'm going to take those 2 days to really explain in details what happened. What are you doing that is pushing love, money, and success away? And how do you take that back? And how do you bring that back into your life? And how do you cultivate that? It's actually a women's only event. Sorry, guys.
If we do a Bruce Jenner thing, we can come.
Just gonna tease. Guys.
Well, actually, I'll tell you guys in a second. But so, for you lovely women, if you would like to come, I have the registration form today. I do ask that you register for your seat today, and you'll get the money back on the day that you come. That's not me. Okay, so that's okay. It just punctuates what I have to say.
That explains why I didn't get up this morning.
That was her alarm clock. So the 2-day event, the seat deposit is $97, and the value of that is $997, and you'll get your money back on Saturday when you come and register. No risk, all guaranteed. I know what it's like to be a busy businesswoman with all the stuff that pull us. And so today, when you listen to me, it makes sense, and you're like, oh God, I want to hear, I want to know more. But tomorrow, you're going to forget, and you're going to come up with excuses and reasons why. That's why you seek your help, so that you will commit to come. All right? So if you register today, you'll get the seat. And I would throw in a bonus, which is a super fun bonus. I have a 4-part video on understanding men, just for women, so that you can really watch it and help you. It will help you with your dating, and it also will help you with your family if you're having sons or brothers or dad that you need to deal with, or if you're working with men, you have male clients or male colleagues and all that. When you can understand these principle about men and what makes a man really hot and powerful, once you know that, then you can help them be in more information. I have a colleague who is super hot. She is 100 times sexier and more beautiful. Her name is Alana Pratt. She's in LA, but she works mostly on the phone and in video. You can register on her website. I already talked to her. I'm like, Alana, I'm speaking out there, and all these men want, some of this good stuff, and how can they be stronger and more powerful and more successful in their life. So she said, let her talk to me. So my colleagues, Alana Pratt, will be so happy to talk with you. So if you want to just talk about anything, I will definitely hook you up. So just let me know, all right? So you're not going uncared for. All right, questions?
Question. Well, I know, this is a really, all the silence, sometimes it's a hard topic sometimes, because it's not one that everyone wants to talk about. And I know Mai Vu is somebody I absolutely respect as a speaker, very powerful. And, when you share from the heart, it's incredible. And I know you've touched my heart a lot. Like for me, my whole thing, in terms of, going through the divorce separation, my actual interest right now is connecting with my daughter, And there's been a lot of hardship and hurt there. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because, she sees me, and, I can see from the other side, we actually have a pretty peaceful divorce.
Yeah.
But there is that distance, and there is that hardness, and that makes me freeze up because I feel like I'm trying to almost appease her, you know what I mean? And it's tough because I feel like there's a scar to this, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to deal with it and touch her heart. Do you have any thoughts in terms of things that might be helpful?
Yeah. Well, especially with younger people, I think it's, I had 5 different answers. So first of all, have you guys heard about the 5 languages of love?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah,
That's even better. So for those of you who haven't heard about the 5 languages of love, these are the 5 languages that each one of us that makes us feel love. It's different for different of us. So the first one that has you feel love is to be with words, like words of acknowledgement, like you are so handsome, you are so smart, you are so beautiful. So when you get that, everything melts and you're like, oh, I feel so loved, thank you, right? With other people, it's like, that doesn't really do anything. But if you bring me gifts, that means a lot to me, right? So it's like, ooh, gifts means a lot to somebody, and that makes them feel really special and loved. So that's a second language of love. The third one is time. Time spent together. We don't have to do anything, just time, hanging on the couch, watching TV, I feel love. So that's the third one. Some people are like, oh, it's boring, I don't want to do that, let's go do something, blah, blah, blah. So then that person, their thing is, if you do something for me, then I feel really loved, right? So it could be, oh, let me fix the tire in your car, or let me just take your car out and wash it, or let me, do your pedicure, or whatever, right? So that creates that. And then the last one is touch. Like just a little touch, and it's like, oh. Or some, so touching a lot of times feels so good, and you just kind of melt and go, oh, I'm safe right now. So just even hearing that, like, can you just kind of feel like what's your language of love? What's your first primary one that has you feel really loved? Time together. Great. How about you? Touch. How about you?
Once a person mentioned, and like when we go to dinner, some people say, I want to know French, no,
So is it words? Words that mean it. Great, okay. And words that means it, right? So that's how so with her, you kind of have to find out, what will have her feel about? And you can ask her, it's like, when we have spent time together and just doing nothing, did you feel loved that way? Or do you rather me do something for you, or take you out, or buy you stuff? Or do you rather me, or we just sit next to each other and just,
That's what she kind of prefers,
Yeah, so if that's the case, then ask her. And then you also get a chance in here too. You also get to tell her, well, I feel really distant from you. I don't even live in the same house with you anymore. I feel like I'm losing you and I don't know how to reach you. Just to be honest with that is super helpful for her, so that she knows that has an impact here. Instead of you just coming at her and doing things and trying all different ways. You just have to ask. Yeah? And how she would like that. Other question? Any business difficult relationship that you run into that I might be able to help you?
Hey, I have one. If no one else is gonna do it, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take the most opportunity here. Getting back like in the dating scene is kind of a different, scary sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So my whole thing is I'm not like desperate and running after somebody. what are some things that you think, I'm noticing people my age, most of them are divorced, it seems like, they got married stuff. What do you think the best way to connect with the situation? What's the mindset of...
With women?
Yeah, with the women. I'm being very vulnerable here too, guys, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk to your stage here, right?
Yeah.
You're going to ask a question, right? Posted my ex-co.
I know what this is so delicate. It's
I know.
not a black and white place, right? Because you're hitting paradox of humanity right now, right? This and that, and it's a combo. It's not, if it was just this, then we wouldn't have any problem, right? But it's always a dance between all the above. So there's a combination of self-assurance, of I would say self-worth that comes out. And when you, especially for a man, when you are in your power and you know that you're hot shit, right? That you know that you can command the situation, and then your heart can speak. Does that make sense?
Well, that's good. I told you, Elias.
He's
single too, by the way.
And actually, what's really funny is my Understanding Men video series actually addressed this. Because I actually talked about it with another friend of mine, and he worked with men, and he was awesome, and he was explaining in exquisite detail these 7 principles of power for men, and how it really, when a man is aware of these 7 principles, it really helps him come that way, and you then attract us to you rather than run from you, right? And I can just tell you, being a super nice guy is not the answer. You will just get us running you around and making you do all sorts of stuff for us, and you end up really dissatisfied in that. But
that's good advice right there.
It really is.
When you come out of a relationship, your self-worth does go down.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you think, but I appreciate, that's really helpful. It's very deep.
You want me to go really bold?
Yeah.
No, go for it.
Elias gonna love
Absolutely.
it. Yeah?
Go for it.
Are you pulling me back? And you're like, I don't know, we should go there.
I don't know where you're going.
Who already said we had no balls. Straight into the sun. Yeah, keep going.
Alright, I'm gonna blame it on the Amazon.
Okay. It's the Amazon. You're tired.
So, the other thing is that this is hard to say because it hits below the belt, right? It's like when a man is really sure of his sexuality and he knows how to work with a woman's body and he's not afraid and he's not clumsy around that, it shows, and we flock to you like fly on shit, or like bees to honey. When a man is not fully powerful in the bedroom, is afraid of that, or has been out of date or hasn't done much learning from that, and all he knows is put it in and pull it out kind of thing, it just doesn't show up in your essence. That's really bold.
No, it's true.
It's true,
though.
totally true, So that's really powerful for you to this is the one area where most people stop learning. We stop learning. Like we start experimenting with sex when we were a teenager, right? And then something happened, and then we just are so busy looking to marry and then build a house and but we don't take the time to learn about our own sexuality, our own body, what we like, what we don't like, how it works, and all this stuff, and experiment with others, because there's so much taboo and so much shame put on that, and so much rejection and all that stuff, so we just run from that. And then we expect ourselves to be good at that, and we keep hoping that we're going to meet someone that's going to rock our world and keep it rocking for the rest of our life, and it just doesn't work that way. So that's the other part is like, I think men, I mean, if you want to make your business better, you know, make your love life rocking, start developing your sexuality, like really take some classes, go and learn about how the woman's body work, and really just like build up your confidence, either through tantra, whatever, you know, there's so many things out there that you can learn, and I can tell you about it, but anyway, that's gonna like rock your world. I bet you don't hear things like that at a networking meeting, huh?
Now everyone's smiling.
Now we have a
really?
really good meeting and really good talk.
That's awesome.
Does anybody dare to ask any more questions?
Can we just talk about sex some more?
Absolutely. What would you like?
Hey, you know,
This is why Jim Chong is so afraid to bring me onto his radio station. He has not booked me yet.
we tried. It didn't work out. We're working on it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Did you bring your pocket full of ones so you can start
What else? What other question might you have? I'd love to hear a question from a woman. That would be great.
Can I ask one?
Yeah.
So how do you overcome always being judged by your appearance? If you're not the Brad Pitt, blue eyes, blonde hair, which a lot of women look for, how do you overcome that?
Yeah. Well, I can relate to that question because I immigrated into this country when I was 10, 11, and entered right into the teenage year. So it was really hard because I was a dorky Asian girl with pimples and didn't have English, and I just didn't have friends, didn't have money, didn't have anything. And so I was just literally thrown away, unseen, only if they want to throw rocks at. That's when they notice me, right? So I've always wanted to be tall, blonde, and beautiful with big boobs. Didn't get any of that. So I totally can relate from the woman's side, like being compared in this country in a certain way of beauty. And there's a whole series of personal growth and development that one life offers us, divorce, relationship, all that stuff helps us grow. But really it comes down to self-love. Are you willing to look in the mirror and see yourself and decide that you are good enough as is? I keep looking, when I was 18 I thought I was ugly, when I was 21 I thought I was ugly and too fat, and when I was 35 I thought I was ugly and too fat, until one day when I was 36 I looked through the picture and I'm like, wait, I was really cute when I was 36. I was really cute when I was 21. I was really cute when I was 18. I was really cute when I was 16. What the hell was I thinking? What was I thinking? Now I'm really fat and ugly. But I was cute then. And I'm like, wait a minute. That is crazy thinking. That's when I caught myself and I decided in that moment that, doggone it, I'm not going to waste one more day, one more year to think that I'm not good enough anymore. So you have to decide. You need to look back at your pictures and see, what did you think of yourself in those years? And now that you look back, is that really true? My guess is you probably would say the same thing. It's like, well, wait a minute, I have a lot going on for me. So then you can decide, is today the day? And from now on, this is it. Time to go.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. One last question. Yes.
I have a piggyback question on
that.
Piggyback.
Yeah. So how, when you know your self-worth and you're happy with who and what you are, but people are viewing you through a rabbit hole of what you speak, opposed to looking at you for your image. How do you create value within what you do and who you are if people aren't willing to be open to see that?
Yep, great question. Again, I can relate to that, right? I'm not sure if you noticed, but my English is not perfect. My S's runs everywhere. Like I put them in when I need to take them out, and I take them out when I need to leave them in. And my verb tense and all that stuff. And I have this voice always inside going, oh my gosh, people are not going to respect you. They're not going to think highly of you. They're not going to blah, 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 right? And that may be true. And so what, right? So I just decided that I'm just going to speak from my heart, and I'm going to just be really good at what I do. And I'm going to focus on that, And everything else, if they're the right kind of people for me, they will come. If they're not right, they won't. And they'll never come. And it's okay. And, you know, maybe they belong to that person and not me. And I will always have enough.
I always believe that.
Yeah.
But I think that it's hard right now with this day and age, I think with a lot of things that are going on with the economy and different ways of looking at approaches.
Negative.
That it comes off as negative. Not that I am, because I feel I shine real bright. You know, I'm open to receiving, and I know that there's enough for everybody. So it's just, I guess, waiting for, like you said, the right people to come your way.
They're all in front of you. And if your heart is open and you just speak and just love and see them for who they are, that's all you have to worry about. Everything else is insignificant. And you can actually let go of that story about because of the economy.
I'm just saying in
just
general.
let go of that story altogether.
To me, it's not a story. I'm just reflecting to what others have said. That's all.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is that don't reflect what people say.
Yeah.
You know, when people start talking, oh, but you don't understand the economy, I just kind of go, oh, not going there. Not going to repeat it, not going to. Because I've been through several cycles of the economy. This business is hard when the economy is high because they're so busy. They won't talk to us. And this business is hard when the economy is low because they don't have money.
Yeah.
It's the same. So
You're right.
Final thing, we need to wrap it up. I just want to mention, I don't know if we mentioned it yet, is that I interviewed Mai Vu, V-U. Nice view over here, by the way. Yeah. On our radio show this past week. She's on the air this week, and her and I talked about a lot of this stuff. The thing I respect about Mai the most, and I mentioned it on the air too, but she is educated, but she also has a lot of life experience, you know, to bring forth, you know, what she's doing and help other people. And the thing I respect the most about Mai is that she even said it too, she has no filter. And while you may think that doesn't sound right or professional, it's more professional to me than hearing the politically correct answer and throwing you some fluff just to take your money than to give you the real deal and truly help you. I mean, how many of you would rather hear the real thing than a bunch of fluff, right? So that's the thing, and Kelly, I think that's what she's saying, is that not everyone's going to resonate with the way that you teach things or coach things. Mai's not the right fit for everyone, but she's the right fit for people that resonate with, you know, how she, you know, makes herself come off, and I admire that. No, thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
I've been thrown out of many circles.
Got it.
I have. And I keep making the same choice. You know, it's like I'm going to have to create my own safety and my own ground wherever I go. And if I am thrown out, then it's not hard to then.
It's like, and me and Shannon, and it's like, it's about to put a bullet in.
Well, thank you so much for your And I do invite you to come to my 2-day workshop. You're going to be blown away by what happens in those 2 days. It's just, I wanted to show you what it looks like to be loved, adored, and cherished so that you can bring it home and create it for yourself. So you will have a great time. Yeah. Did you have a question? Something? Yeah.
So it's Mai, not Mai?
Yeah, I go by Mai. Everyone else in this world, when you see that name, it's Mai, but I go by Mai.
Okay.
Yeah. That was an easy question.
Great. I didn't shave my head, so you can't see mine, but...
Sorry, got distracted about him.
We're still rolling tape. Say what you have to say before I cut it.
Was that an awesome presentation?
Oh, yeah.
So now this is the towards the end of the event. So what we're gonna do is actually